Hi, welcome back to my channel. I have a project here that I'd like to show you today, and I've been working on this on and off over the week. Um, I made 3 Valentine ornaments, and I've done them all in a kind of a vintage style. Um, Let me show these up close to the camera so you can see what they look like, all the details. Okay, here's the first one. Um, Now this one has a fine rayon ribbon at the top. And here we go, get it in frame. Okay, so I took some vintage style cardstock and I layered it up doubly, glued it together. This one has like text, vintage text on it. I don't know if that shows up too well. I distressed the edges with vintage photo, distress oxide. I added buttons at the top where the ribbon is. And then I just layered up some fabrics. And you can see here, this is a fabric here. And the collection that I used for that, this is a charm pack that I've had for quite a while. It's got some beautiful reproduction prints in it. And the name of this one is Modern Antiques by Ben Artex. Okay. And so I chose, some fabrics from the collection that matched the paper ephemera that I had. And this little rose stamp-shaped die cut is backed with some natural colored warm quilting batting. And then I've got some antique cream-colored rickrack, some more ephemera down the bottom here with the little butterfly, and then I added Nouveau drops onto the piece. And then there's a antique cotton twill tape up here. I made a bow from that, and here's another little vintage ephemera piece here in the shape of a quilted star. And then I did up a tiny little tag. I distressed it, and then I added a stamp that says love with typewriter font, and then a vintage pearl button with some twine and a bulb pin. And I wanted to show you the twine that I found. I just found this yesterday on my way. I have been homesick all week, but I went into work yesterday for half a day, and on the way home I just ducked in really quick to Joann's, and I found this Violet Studio. It was the only one in the bin. Very fine hemp twine. And I've never seen it quite this fine. And this was on sale. I think they were buy 2, get 3 free or something. So I picked up a few other pieces. But the twine, I love this twine. And that's what I used on the button here, if you can see it. And it holds its shape really nicely. I threaded it through the button, tied the bow in the back, and then glued it onto the little tag. So that was a nice find, the Violet Studio twine. Okay, so that's the first one, and then this is the second one here. Similar in style. I kept it with a vintage kind of shabby chic theme, and this has different colorways on it. The paper pack that I used, these are from Hobby Lobby, these ephemera bits that I've been showing you on both of these cards. And then this little stamp that oh gosh, I'm not in frame. Hold on one second. There we go. This stamp here is a washi tape stamp that I ordered from AliExpress, and it comes in a roll with some other vintage stamps. So I put that on top, and then I layered some dyed muslin underneath here, and some, I cut up some cardstock with pinking shears, and then behind the ephemera, I layered some hand-ruched fabric that I had gotten from this fabric charm pack collection here. You can see it in the background. And then I added a little satin bow. And then over here on the little tag, again, I punched that out, and I got a vintage button, and I made a little charm dangle and attached it all together with a vintage safety pin. And that's all layered on top of some cotton, vintage cotton lace. You can see underneath everything here. And then, you know, the cardstock, again, I had layered it double and then distressed it with the vintage oxide. Or I'm sorry, the Distress Oxide Distress Ink. And this has just a simple ecru colored satin ribbon at the top. Okay, so that's the second one there. And here's the back side again with the buttons. All right, and then the last one, and this one's just slightly larger. I used some vintage music paper as the background on the front and the back. Okay, and again, this one has the buttons at the top. Okay, and then some twill ribbon on it. And this one I just layered up with lots of different bits of vintage style paper and fabric. You can see a little bit of the muslin here. And then I added a few little bits of vintage paper, did some stitching on my sewing machine. And I added one of the little yo-yo hearts. See if I can get this in frame here. You can see the little fabric yo-yo heart here. And I added a button and some vintage style chenille yarn in a bow. And then just some cotton laces and a blue doily here. And then some little paper flowers just to give it a little bit of extra punch. I kind of felt like until I added the flowers, it didn't seem to have much of a dominant focal point. And the papers are very busy. So I added some flowers up around the fabric yo-yo, and I think that kind of helps define that as a more dominant focal point. And then this is a subdominant, and then again over here. So, and then over here in the corner, a little blue bulb pin with a tiny tag. I just love that tiny little tag. And I put a bling heart on there, and then I made a little dangle charm to add as well onto that. So I think that gives it a nice little finishing touch. So I'm really pleased with how they came out. And I'm thinking, maybe I'll put these on my mantle or display them here in my craft room. Not quite sure yet, but I'm really happy with them, and I hope you enjoyed watching and seeing what I have worked on this week. And we'll see you back again really soon for some other fun crafty videos. Take care. Have a great weekend. Bye for now.